Alright, hello firewood friends. It's good to see you all back. Welcome to my channel, God Above the Woodpile. And as you see, I have a fire behind me going. The reason I have a fire going is because I got nowhere to put it. I don't have woods on this property. I have 1/3 of an acre in the city, so I have nowhere to put it, so I have to burn it when I'm done with it. So if I can't sell it, I burn it. So anyway, I'm creating a little smoky problem here because it's been raining for the last week, and so it's going to be a little smoky at times during today's production as we pull out the wood splitter and get busy. So I got a dilemma. Where do I split? So let's go take a look. So there's that beautiful wood pile, or burn pile. There's all my little chunks there. So I want to take a gander at this pile right here. It's kind of half full, but as you can see, the smoke's blowing right into my face. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the wood splitter over here, and you take a look at this pile. You can see it's got a slight lean to it. This middle section here is where that black walnut and the poplar and the maple is, and that's what I was splitting last time in my video, trying to get some firewood for me to burn because I ran out. But as you can see, I have a slight lean here in the pile, leaning inward, so I'm thinking I'm going to try to get that lean out, and we'll just cut it into here and see what we can do to clear that up so it doesn't cause me any more issues. And then all my scrap stuff will go in the burn pile, and all my sellable wood will go over here and be stacked up over there. And for me, I'll sit all my stuff on that blue tarp. So that's the plan. Let's get to work. I've been seeing a lot of this. Ants. Ants, ants, ants. So I'm going to try to cut those ants out of there. Get rid of them. Get rid of those little hives. But I did a pretty good job here. According to my clock here on the timer, 15 minutes to do that load. Not too bad, not too shabby. I'm gonna go ahead and go dump that and stack it and come back and do some more. Well, I got done with about an hour and a half of splitting, and I want to show you what I got here. So this is a big pile here. This is all locust, I believe. And we're gonna take that and put it in this cart and haul it to the back and stack it. Over here, this little pile is my ash pile mainly, and I'm also going to take that and stack it in the back. So that's what we're going to be doing here in the next few minutes. So here we go. So there you go. Not looking too shabby. There we go. Starting the oak pile, or the locust pile, I'm sorry. And look how long I can make this pile if I turn the camera around. You can see it can go pretty far, all the way down this fence line. And that's what I started. We'll see how far we go. Here we go. Well, I decided to take a break and just relax and enjoy this beautiful 50-degree southeast Ohio weather, springtime weather. And I wanted to come up with my Bible verse that I was looking up. And I do a lot of research on Bible verses. There's a lot of mentions of trees in the Bible, believe it or not. And I came across this one verse that kind of baffled me. And I was kind of curious. And this is from Luke chapter 23, verse 31. It says, "For people do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it's dry?" And I saw that verse online. I'm like, what does that mean? So I decided to look at the entire chapter of Luke 23. And I started at verse 13. And I want to read verse 13 to 23 for you, because it might make more sense when you see this. This is where Jesus has been arrested, and he's going to be crucified soon. So Pilate called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who is inciting the people to rebellion. I have examined him in your presence and have found no basis for your charges against him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore, I will punish him and then release him." But the whole crowd shouted, "Away with this man! Release Barabbas to us." And it says here, Barabbas had been thrown into prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Wanting to release Jesus, Pilate appealed to them again. But they kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" And for the third time he spoke to them, "Why? What crime has this man committed? I have found him in no grounds for the penalty of death. Therefore I will have to punish and then release him." But with the loud shouts, they instantly demanded that he be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demand. He released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, the one they had asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will. As the soldiers led him away, they seized Simon of Cyrene, who was on his way in from the country, and put the cross on him and made him carry it behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned and said to them, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you will say, Blessed are the childless women, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that have never nursed. Then they will say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. For the people do these things when the tree is green. What will happen when it is dry?" And again, I read that whole chapter. I'm like, what does this mean? And I found some references to Hosea chapter 10, verse 8, about they will say the mountains will fall on us and the hills will cover us. And it talks about wicked places that will be destroyed by God. And the people in there will say, bury us, please, because we're being persecuted by God. But I think what Jesus was really trying to say here, and this is what I kind of had to think about. So he uses this reference as a tree is green, and what will people that crucify innocent people do when the tree is dead or dying? And I kept thinking. And so it's kind of interesting that even Pontius Pilate said 3 times that Jesus was not a criminal. The tree is green is a metaphor to Jesus' innocence, his righteousness, his life without sin, his pureness, and his holy life. The dry tree is a metaphor for those whose actions influenced the crucifixion of Christ. The Roman guards who beat him for no reason, Herod, who ridiculed him earlier in the chapter and dressed him in an elaborate robe to mock him. The priest who demanded his death, a crowd of people who lusted for a man to be crucified for no crime committed and to let a murderer go free. That was kind of ironic. And Pilate, who caved to the demands of the crowds and the priest to have Jesus crucified. See, as firewood experts, we all know that green wood doesn't burn well. It takes a lot of effort to burn it, actually. And so we let it dry out. We let all those things that gave the tree life a time to get out of the system, to get out of the wood, to get out of the pores, to make it lifeless. And it takes a long time to do that. It takes a lot of effort to do that. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So in order to crucify Jesus, a pure, righteous person, it took a lot of work by many people to convince Pilate for the death. The people were the dry wood, ready to put that innocent man to death, and they tried over and over and over and over and over and succeeded. See, you can be the purest person in the world, and there are those who want to see you falter. You can be the holiest person in the world, and there's going to be people that want to see you sin. You can be the fastest person in the world, and there are going to be people wishing you break your leg. You could be the richest person in the world, and there will be people that want you to lose it all and will try. See, there are people in this world who are green, like Jesus. They have the correct formula for life, to be excellent in what they do. But unfortunately, there's a lot of dry people in this world too, who don't have the gumption for hard work, who don't want to be their best. Instead, they're dead inside. Their hearts are bitter. They're mad, they're angry, they're jealous. They're all kinds of things. They've lost that enjoyment of life in their souls. So when Jesus talks about the green tree and the dry tree, I think I know and I feel what Jesus is referring to. Keep firewooding out there, people. And good to see y'all. Take care. Well, that's about it for today. Here's what I got. All that locust, as well as some stuff down there as well. That's all just mixed hardwoods. Ash, birch, maple, that kind of stuff, poplar. So I'm going to call it quits for the day. Good seeing you all. See you the next time. Bye.